5 automatic starters, and I include Cephas in that number. The man of the match in the game was Cephas. People, in both games, no, the man of the match in the second game to me was Chiwoki from Nigeria, right? For the game. But Jamaica, Cephas in both games. I don't know how we debate that. Why do we watch English Premier League and a player score goals? He get extra grade for that, get an extra mark for that. And if you set up 5 goals in 2 games, you're not man of the tournament for your team. Sorry, I don't know what we're talking about. What else here before I get into players? So let me finish off on the Cephas thing. People embrace Cephas. That's what I'll say. Embrace. Let me just say this. Before the game, he used to give me a hard time about Cephas. He loves Cephas, by the way. He thinks Cephas, I wouldn't say he thinks Cephas should be an automatic starter, but he believes Cephas adds a lot of value. So here he needs to go back and forth. I'm a Cephas bandwagon, and you know how I am, typical Jamaican. I jump on and I jump off, I jump on and I jump off. I jump on King bandwagon, I jump on Dixie bandwagon, I jump on Cephas bandwagon. But Cephas frustrates me so much sometimes, you have to jump off. But I jump off and I'm on the railing still, and they pull me. I'm back on the Cephas bandwagon big time. I mean, you can't tell me anything because I'm watching enough football to know a person who has certain skill set which cannot be taught. I watched Cephas play against USA when he just scored against Turner. The man run from about 10 yards behind the defender and run past the defender. People, you can't teach that. I love my forwards who have blinding speed, who can create havoc. What do I think Cephas needs to work on? 2 things. Mainly his decision making, but also how he sets up defenders. If he sets up defenders the right way, he'll be unplayable. He doesn't freeze the defender and then go. Most times he just say, you know what, let's go for a race, because I'm going to win the race anyway. He doesn't have a step over, right? He doesn't have a look off. Certain things as a forward you need to have. He doesn't take the ball and say, okay, I'm going to jockey you. I'm going to pivot. That doesn't happen. That's coaching. That's him go practicing. That's repetition. That's scenario analysis, a scenario situation constructed to allow it to happen. But the kid has speed which can be taught, and he can shoot the ball with either foot, as his 2 crosses showed. I'm not give Cephas him credit. Give him credit. So let me finish off on Cephas. Jamaican public, I understand your frustration with Cephas. And part of the frustration people see is they think the player has some qualities which can help him get to a certain place, but he negates those qualities with decision making. He doesn't shoot on the right time, he doesn't pass at the right time, and sometimes he doesn't play defense the right way. But like everything else in life, there's certain people with certain attributes, people which are so great, that strength they have is so significant that I'll give you an example. Mason Greenwood doesn't play defense well. That's why he get called up at deserving. But his goal scoring prowess, his presence on the ball, the fear he drives in defenders, he get allowances. That's how life is. When people have exceptional skill, we allow some of their weaknesses and developmental needs because we know what they can provide on the other end of the field. And so we gotta give Cephas more love. But I also think, here's my view on this. YouTubers were trying to take credit for reveling the team. I'm not in that camp. But I think YouTubers and others should take credit for some of Cephas' decision in the Nigeria game. I think Cephas heard the criticism, and I think Cephas realized, you know what, I need to change. And he had good output and good outcome because of it. So, yeah. BM says, Kranky, please ignore some people. No matter what Cephas does, he will never get the credit he deserves because he's from Jamaica. Yeah, but it goes both ways, BM, right? We overly criticize Olgate. We overly criticize Palmer because they're diaspora, and these people locally. And vice versa, sometimes we overly criticize local players because we think they're not good enough. I am of the view that I call it like I see it. I don't care where you're from. I'm all about output and outcome and performance. I don't give a damn where you live or where you're born or where you're from. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. So long as you make me feel good by winning, make me feel good by scoring, make me feel good by defending, that's all I don't care about. I don't care if the team is 100% diaspora or 100% local. I don't care. I want the best 11 that the coach believes should be on the field and not influenced by politics, or they need to sell players, or to put in a overseas-based player or a diaspora player because, you know what, he has more pedigree. No, play the best players for your team. And I think the coach is moving in that direction more and more. So we'll see. Let me see what else is here. Let me finish up the Cephas thing by saying this. Cephas has a lot of good qualities. He also has a lot of areas that he needs to work on. But I am positive holistically about the player and direction of travel and what he can achieve. I'm sure Cephas may have been, I think Cephas made more impression than any player was looking for a move in those games. So for example, Bell is out of contract, right? Bell doesn't have a team. He captained the team. Last game, didn't have a team. I think Cephas' performance, because people focus on end product and they focus on the total view. But the hardest thing to do in football is score goals. Can you create goals and can you score goals? Cephas didn't score, but he might as well have scored the way how effective he was. Right? So it's important. Every player has flaws, including your favorite Gray and Liam Bailey. I've never heard someone say Bailey's one of my favorite players. I've never heard that. Too far back. We don't produce exceptional midfielders. That's not a good thing. People talk about Whitmore. He didn't play at the highest level. We have a lot of forwards, a Fuller, a Shelton. We could name quite a bit of them who played, Bailey, who played at a decent level. We need to produce midfielders who can control games and who can marshal games and who are playing at the high level. We don't have that in England. We don't have that any place. That needs to change. But as I said, I see two who we should try to get in and we'll see what happens. Let's go back to Cephas, because I digress. Cephas has an attribute which you can teach. Cephas has an attribute which can help him become somebody's a valid footballer. Cephas is what, 25? I think 26 in December. Is it too late for him to improve his decision making? Let me say this, people. Go watch the last game against Nigeria. When Cephas dribbles, like Remy and Martinelli, right? They're looking for money. They lost money on the floor, looking for the money, can't find it. In the last game, and I love how Gray plays football, because Gray's head is on a swivel when he's dribbling forward. He's looking inside, he's looking to cross, he's looking to beat his defender. It's hard to make those decisions all simultaneously, make the right ones and make the right decision. Cephas looked up quickly, especially on the first goal. I won't say the second goal. He looked up quickly and he used his left foot. He's a right footer. His left foot and the balls were on the dime. That's quality, people. The crosses were on the dime. The offensive player, but Russell Dixon didn't have to break strides. And he's crossing it from far. That's quality. Does Cephas look like a madman sometime who don't play with no head on? Yes. But he has certain attributes which you can't teach. And he can only get better to me. He can only get better. He can only get better. Right now, to me, it's Cephas 10 and 10. No, let me just say this. When I look at the Jamaica team, here's how I view the team. Okay? There are some players whose games are set, and there are some players who, not really. The goalkeeper, Blake, indisputable, #1, automatic starter. Pinnock, given his pedigree, automatic starter. That's 2. Hayden, we don't have another 6. His quality, is he slower now than he used to be? At Arsenal, at Newcastle, where he currently is? Yes. But he's fixed. That's 3. Right? Instead of the team. Greenwood, if he comes in, or when he comes in, not if he comes in, when he comes in, automatic starter. 4. I know number 5 is, in my view right now, Cephas. 5 automatic starters. Every other position, open for debate. And Claudine, Anthony's an automatic starter. He's injured, so we don't know if he's going to recover. And the coach loves him, so it may work out that way, but right now, to me, he's not. 5 automatic starters, and I include Cephas in that number. So there's 6 more players needed. Now, you can dispute me all you want, and it's your prerogative, it's your perspective. I see 5 automatic starters. So I'll take some comments on that after, and then I go back to lauding Cephas or beating Cephas.